On a sudden impulse, while baking a chocolate cake, the woman scraped every last bit of the dog mess she had just stepped in off her shoe and folded it straight into the batter. Then she carried the freshly baked cake across the hall and knocked on her neighbor's door. The neighbor, who had only just moved in, had no reason to be suspicious. She accepted the gift warmly, brought it to her nose for a brief sniff, detected nothing unusual, and took a bite.
You did good. Apology accepted, Nigella.
To understand why the woman had done this, you have to go back a few days. A young man had moved in next door. Anna didn't think much of it at first. Then she came home after a full day of work, looking forward to sleep, and the wall between her apartment and his began vibrating with heavy metal music. A party was in full swing. She was irritated, but she held it together. It was his first night. People celebrate when they move somewhere new. It would wind down. She had underestimated young people's capacity for commitment. The music was still going at 4 in the morning, every bit as loud as it had started. The next morning, Anna dragged herself to work on no sleep. On her way out, she nearly stepped in dog mess on her own lawn. The new neighbor had apparently let someone's dog relieve itself there without a second thought. She didn't have time to deal with it. She was already running late. She spent the day running on empty. When she finally got home, cleaned up, and lay down, the music started again. The memory of the previous night was still fresh enough to snap her patience. She went over and knocked. The neighbor, who looked considerably more intimidating than he turned out to be, was immediately agreeable. He had his friends turn the music down. Anna mentioned the lawn situation as well. He apologized and said it wouldn't happen again. She went back to bed relatively satisfied. The music was still there, but quieter now, manageable. She fell asleep quickly. She woke up at 4 in the morning. The music was louder than it had ever been. This time she went back over with genuine fury. The neighbor, deep into his evening by now, was no longer in any mood to accommodate. When she threatened to call the police, he turned hostile.
No, get the fuck out of my garden, you fucking gosh. Go and fuck off. Go and fuck off. I don't fucking be a drama queen. Yeah, what are you falling over for? Go and fuck off.
Anna called the police. The police told her this wasn't their jurisdiction. Noise complaints required a coalition of affected neighbors filing jointly with the city council. She had nowhere to go. She grabbed a pillow, got in her car, and drove to a quiet park, where she managed a few hours of sleep before a parking warden tapped on her window at dawn. The fine was a large one. The warden was a man who had once tried, unsuccessfully, to date her. He did not let sentiment interfere with his duties. That evening, coming home from work, Anna found her neighbor in good spirits, emboldened by the complete absence of any official consequences. The party started the moment he saw her walk in. She went door to door asking neighbors to join a formal complaint. None of them wanted the trouble. The music didn't reach them as badly, and the young man looked like someone who created problems for people who crossed him. Anna returned home with nothing. The days blurred. The nights were fractured and useless. She stopped being able to tell where the music ended and her exhaustion began. She found herself chopping vegetables in time with the beat. By the 4th or 5th night, she calculated that she would be unable to function at work if this continued. She thought of the warden, still interested, still hoping, and called him. He arrived under entirely the wrong impression about where the evening was going. He suggested a nightclub. Anna agreed.
But why don't we just go back to yours?
Intending to let him run out the clock and then sleep somewhere quiet. She was asleep on his sofa before he finished his shower. She woke to daylight, registered the situation, and left before he emerged from the bedroom. Back home, rested for the first time in days, she found the neighbor still sleeping and pulled out the largest, loudest lawnmower she owned. She stepped on dog mess before she'd gone 3 steps. The same dog, the same lawn. This time she didn't hesitate. She baked a chocolate cake, incorporated the mess thoroughly into the batter, and delivered it with a smile and an apology for the recent tensions. The neighbor ate it. She also ordered a pair of noise-canceling headphones online. Her mood improved considerably for the rest of the day. That evening, she put the headphones on and waited for the familiar assault. She still couldn't sleep. Sleeping with headphones was miserable, and the music was loud enough now that her water glass trembled on the nightstand. Her parents had lived in the apartment next door before she moved in. For convenience, she still had a key. She waited at the window the following morning until she saw him leave, then let herself in and methodically destroyed every speaker and amplifier in the apartment, puncturing them with a knife and emptying a full bottle of beer over the equipment. She went home and waited. Silence until well past midnight. Then a knock at the door. He had found out about the key from the landlord.
Go away! I'm gonna call the police!
I'm gonna call the fucking police then. Look, I would love it for you to bring the fucking police down because you broke into my fucking house and you destroyed my fucking property.
His demeanor made the implicit threat clear. Anna slid the key under the door and said nothing useful. He didn't consider the matter settled. That night was quiet, but Anna couldn't sleep. She lay in the dark waiting for the door to open. The next morning she was too frightened to leave and called in sick to work. Then she noticed the cat was gone. She had lived with the cat for years. It was, in the truest sense, her family. She searched everywhere. She couldn't find it. A delivery notification arrived. He had ordered a replacement speaker system, bigger than the last, and included a note demanding she reimburse him for it. The music started happened again that afternoon. The warden appeared at her door that evening, bearing gifts, having sensed an opportunity. He heard the noise from the hallway and, once informed that this had been going on for days, decided that this was a moment that called for masculine intervention. Anna tried to stop him. He went anyway. She heard yelling, then other sounds. She grabbed the box she kept her savings in, went next door, pressed it into the neighbor's hands, and extracted the warden from the situation.
No, I'm not being funny, but what's this?
I'll get you the rest, okay? I just want my cat back.
I've not seen your stupid cat, you daft cow, yeah? I've not seen it. What are you banging on about?
The neighbor denied any knowledge of the cat. The warden, dignity compromised, left. The party ran past midnight. Anna was nearly at the end of herself when the lights went out. Power cut. The music died mid-chord. She collapsed onto her bed in the sudden silence, and then she heard something, faint, behind the wall. The unmistakable sound of a cat. She was certain of it. She went up to the attic. The wall there backed directly onto his attic space. Under cover of the music that had just resumed downstairs, she worked through the wall and slipped inside. Under the bed, she found the cat. It was dead. Anna sat with it for a moment. She and this animal had kept each other company for years. She had thought of it as her child. She had one thought after that, a life for a life. She waited for the party to end. When morning came and the apartment finally went quiet, she took a hammer, went back through the wall, and stood over the sleeping neighbor. He didn't stir. She raised the hammer. The girl beside him turned over. Anna stopped. The girl was clearly underage, and something about her face was familiar. Anna looked at the name on the school uniform. She recognized it. The girl's mother was one of the most feared figures in the neighborhood, a woman with a reputation and a short temper and several large associates. Anna lowered the hammer. She had a better idea. She made a phone call. She explained what she had seen, an underage girl, in that apartment, after a party that had run through the night. She went back to her own door, pulled out a folding chair and her noise-canceling headphones, sat down, and waited. They arrived within the hour. The mother and several large men, moving with considerable purpose. Anna settled in and watched.